What's up guys, Mega here in the video, and today is a leak discussion video. If you guys are in tune with the Reddit or Instagram or Facebook or pretty much any Mega community, you saw this leak this morning and you were instantly hyped if you're anything like me. I was expecting us to, get details over the next weeks, even maybe months to get all of this shown, but it all kind of got leaked today, which, there's good and bad about it, of course. There is the discussion of whether there should be leaks at all, but it certainly built hype, so I'm super excited to see what's coming. The first thing that got showed off was, or the thing that got showed off in the most detail as well, was the Halo Hero Series 18, which is insane to say because that seems like so many series. And we got this picture right here. This was the first thing that anyone really saw. And it is just like the heroes. They're all right there. And I think that everyone was pretty happy, but I want to talk about each one individually. So the first is the Mark 7, and it's the Christmas Mark 7. I think that people are kind of done with this armor, but I will say if they're gonna if this could be the last one for at least a while, that would be great because this thing does look really good. I wish I would have had it around Christmas. It would have been good for photography, maybe even put it in my tree or something like that. Uh, Even though I am done with Mark 7 like most people are, I think that if this is gonna be one, if there is gonna be one, this is not a bad coating for it. Next is Kinsano. I know a lot of people are upset about this just because they're like, oh, I don't care about this character. And, I do understand that to a certain degree, but they can't do new armor molds every single time. So I'm pretty happy with this. I think that the people who are getting into the community a little bit newer, they will think this is a pretty cool figure. Also, for people who don't know who this is a character from Halo Wars 2, and she has a giant flame mech, which would be a nice addition to this. Next is Atriox. It's shocking that we haven't gotten this figure in years. Probably, what, 5 years? Maybe even more than that, since the Halo Wars 2 timeline was kind of around. But this is something that was definitely needed. I mean, this is the main or antagonist in the Halo series right now. So hopefully it looks good in person. I really did have a problem with the last one they made just because the size. Atriox should be a giant brute, but this one seems pretty small as well, unfortunately. And here is the figure that I was the most excited about. It's going to be this one or the last one that I talk about. And this is the human Flood form. Everyone's excited about the Flood. I know that some people have some reservations about what they think of the Elite one, but the human one, in my opinion, looks really awesome. It's scary. I mean, as scary as an action figure can be. And I think that people are going to be army building like this one like crazy. The details look nice. I will say I wish they had a better paint job, but still really cool. The only thing that I would say is, I don't even really have any negatives for this figure. I think that it's gonna be interesting to see whether they are able to do this figure in blind bags because it is such a unique with so many big parts. We'll see how that goes. The last figure, and this is something that is awesome too. Like this series, I think might be the best one in a very, very long time. And this is, of course, the Red Honor Guard. The Lights of St. Helios one was cool, but the red one is just kind of classic. Like I feel like when you imagine the honor guard, you see it in red. When you picture that throne room scene from Halo 2, you see it in red. So I'm very glad we're getting this. I know that there's a little more gray than some people like, but I think it looks really good, and also it makes having the old one kind of still a cool collector's piece because if they release the exact same figure again, it would take away a pretty good bit of the value from the people who have been collecting for years. And this one also still looks really good, so that's an awesome detail. So overall, I think this series is going to be amazing. I already talked about how I think it's going to be one of the best series in a while. I think I'm going to be happy getting every figure, and I'm going to be getting multiples of the Honor Guard as well as the Flood figure. And I think a lot of people will be feeling the same sentiment, and I'm hoping that it's well distributed because I know that Flood figure is going to be selling like crazy, and I do not want to get it from scalpers. But I hope that Mega just kind of figures that distribution situation out, and I have faith that they probably will. So yeah, amazing, and I'm super excited for this overall. The next part thing that they talked about, what or they showed, it was leaked, and this was actually announced by Mega officially later in the day, was the Halo. I guess this is a universe series blind bags. This would be series 3, and it looks really, really good. With some issues, I guess. The main issue being that it's all Spartans, which I mean, I think everyone loves Spartans, but like where are the Covenant? Like who are they gonna fight? I kind of don't like that at all. I'm like I want to have grunts, I want to have brutes or elites or something. Uh, but I will say every Spartan looks good. If you're not gonna have anything outside of Spartans, you better make them great. And I will say that they did hit that really well. Something that I noticed some people were saying was that they have Riz and Vanix armor from the Halo TV show, and that might mean that they're going to be making sets from the Halo TV show. I know that people have issues with the Halo TV show, but I think that the aesthetics of it were really cool. Like I would love to see some sets from it. Hopefully it's not just another Warthog. I mean, I feel like I'm done with Warthogs for a little while. It would be cool if it was a Spirit or something. But even if you don't really care about the Halo TV show sets at all, which is, I mean, or the Halo TV show at all, that's totally fine. I think that having these armors is just a nice addition no matter what. I think they look good. I think that having them in different colors will be cool. And the colors they are on the Halo TV show are really cool. They're like this blackish gray, and they have green visors. It'll look really good in minifigure form. So, yeah, that could be a really cool addition at some point. They also have a Master Chief type armor, which maybe it has a slight variation or something, but I really doubt it. Could be part of them being like adding a Halo TV show set. The next thing is the blue and red figure. I think that armor is completely new. I've certainly never seen it before. It looks pretty good in my opinion. I don't like the color necessarily, but can't complain too much. I think it's a pretty I think having more armors is always a good thing. So if they have this in different colors, that will be awesome. The next figure is I forget what that armor type is, but it's a blue figure. It has a scrap cannon, which I think everyone's going to be pretty happy getting a scrap cannon in a blind bag series. Even if you don't care about the figure, you might end up buying more than one just for the scrap cannon because it's a pretty cool weapon. Next is Yoroi, and the Yoroi figure in active camo I think is going to be pretty popular, especially considering Yoroi is like the big new armor, which I totally understand. Don't get me wrong, it looks amazing. It's considered the new Hayabusa, and I'd probably agree with that, even though I do have a slight variation or a slight love for the Hayabusa a little bit more, just because it looks a little bit sharper in my opinion. But having an active camo figure could be cool for dioramas, especially if people are using the Yoroids, their sig fig, and they want to be like an active camo for a diorama. I think that'll probably be something that's utilized a pretty good bit. But overall, I think this lineup is really strong, and I would love to see any of these figures in a regular lineup. So I guess having them all together is pretty cool. The last thing is the Floodgate firefight. And I think that the name change from the Traxxas Tower is a pretty good decision. I don't really know, like, don't think I could name Traxxas Tower. If you mentioned it, I wouldn't think, oh, that's Halo. But Floodgate Firefight definitely has some like cool name branding power. Just seeing it all come together is amazing. Like seeing the chief with the flamethrower, the giant flood, the super form, I don't remember what the name is, but then having the other elites, flood forms, and then knowing that there's also going to be human form released later on, I think that this is just going to be such a cool addition to the hobby, having the flood introduced through this set and then kind of expanded on through other things. This is going to change dioramas, so people who are newer to the hobby will actually be able to have flood figures without spending hundreds of dollars. Although they probably will in the end spend hundreds of dollars, but you'll get at least a lot of flood. But overall, this set looks amazing. I can't wait to see the playability. It has so much room to and so many cool pieces to make dioramas out of. So I think it's going to be awesome. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really got excited about these, so I had to make a video even though I had to use my phone, so it probably doesn't sound amazing. But let me know what you guys think below, and have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.